interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
We have just seen rushes direct from Hollywood of pictures being released in the coming weeks. And we are proud to announce that this theater will soon bring you the greatest array of pictures ever to reach our screen. You'll see the finest stars in exciting performances. You'll thrill to the suspense, comedy, romance, and drama of world-famous stories. Here's a glimpse of a few of them coming to this theater soon.
Hello, welcome once again to the Last Night of Podcasting, episode 3.5. 3.5? 4? What are we doing it as? Bonus? Non-bonus?
Go for 4.
We'll go for 4. Episode 4. I can't remember what it's called now.
Slave to the Grindhouse.
Slave to the Grindhouse, there we go. I should have told you that topic later, really, because it's kind of followed on from Nevermind.
Yeah.
But we'll carry on.
Yeah, we will. Just,
I'm here once again, joined by
Gareth.
And I'm Coxy, because I forgot to introduce myself in episode 3. But you should know who I am anyway. Because if you don't, then you don't know me.
No.
So that works, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, I think so.
So, got on from episode 3, I went off on a bit of a rant about something. I can't remember what it was. Something. Do you remember? No. I ranted about something anyway. But there was one article I left off.
HMV, wasn't it?
It was HMV, yeah, that was the one. There was an article I read, though, on Lad Bible this week on Facebook, or last week, about a guy who went to a cinema somewhere in the UK, and it was him and his 2 kids, and he paid 70 quid altogether for, like, a film and plus food.
That's way too much.
It is,
It's an expensive hobby.
It's no one forced him to buy his food.
No.
Which is what I pointed out in the comments. You can take your own food in, as I have done many times before.
This is what people don't understand, is it? They just go to cinema and...
If there was a massive sign there saying you cannot bring food in, I'd understand. But even then, people still wouldn't read it.
Yeah.
But it's like the girl sat 2 seats away from me when I went to talk to 10 Cloverfield Lane, who thought it'd be a good idea to bring a cheeseburger in.
Which is not allowed, I assume.
It's not, but she snuck it in somehow.
Yeah.
I heard the rustling of paper and all the smell of Mackey's. So, as she scoffed down her Big Mac or whatever it was she had, stinking out the entire place the rest of the film.
Yeah, it's not nice.
So, but yeah, I posted on comment on this after having worked at 2 different cinemas, simply stating so and stating the reason why prices are so high, and also because if you don't agree with the prices, don't pay. Considering there's a picture of him he'd posted of a thing in nachos saying £4.50 for this. And it's like, well, why do you pay for it if you don't agree with the price?
Yeah, exactly. Look at the prices before you buy as well.
Yeah. Well, I know some cinemas don't give you the prices, but then you can surely just ask the person how much they are.
And they have to tell you.
Yeah, my comment though got quite a bit of feedback on it off various people around the UK and the world.
Yeah, I saw it. And
totaling over 800 likes in total, with various...
One negative comment from somebody.
Oh, there were several negatives on there, mate. It was mostly people agreeing with me, going, yeah, he's right, or whatever, but then they were sort of agreeing to the whole, if you don't agree with the price, don't pay, and take your own stuff in.
Yeah.
Whereas I sort of also pointed out the fact of why cinemas charge so much.
Yeah.
Which is to cover staff wages and things like that, which people don't understand.
Basically, the ticket that you pay for the film as well goes mainly towards the film company, the distribution company. So it goes all to them mainly.
Yeah, which is why these films like I think what's out now? It's like Dawn of Justice. You're looking at it might make 2 million over here in a weekend, but it'll make 20 million in America.
Yeah.
But at box office alone. But then a cinema is essentially the middle host of you watching a film.
Exactly.
Sort of thing. But then there was a lot of people though saying, "Oh, you should just download them and pirate them at home or whatever."
But sometimes it's just not the same. It's like the experience is there, isn't it? Just going to see them
that's it.
On a big screen.
There's a few people that I don't believe in paying that much for a ticket or whatever. I'll just watch it at home or whatever. Like, you believe until you're watching it that because it's been filmed in a cinema by some person in America or something.
Yeah, but personally, I'll only go to cinema to see a film that I really want to go see.
The other one, though, I'm going to stop clicking that pen because it came up last time. Another one, though, was a lot of people were saying go to independent cinemas.
Yeah.
Because they're cheaper. Because one of the cinemas I worked at was independent, and of course, yes, it was cheaper. But at the same time, the one I worked at when it first opened, we were getting some films we were getting in 2-3 weeks later than other cinemas.
Yeah, which is.
But it was partially because of the previous relationship with the old owners and the cinema booker for the Northwest, the independent booker with the Northwest sort of thing. But then it was also because it was on 35mm prints.
Yeah,
and they were phasing out 35mm. So.
And it wasn't in the digital era, cinema. So, but they've gone digital now, and they've turned it all around and stuff. Yeah.
And they've had a revamp on some of the screens. I visited last week actually.
Yeah,
they've got new seats in, they've got new flooring, they've moved the reception back to where it was. So it looks a bit more classy and.
Yeah, we might go in to have a look.
We'll go check it out sometime.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, there was a few people that were saying that they thinking they know about it. There's the ones that came on sort of defending my comment, saying, "Yeah, I've worked in cinemas as well, and yes, it is true of why they charge so much." Then there's the odd person going on saying, "I know how much they pay per bag of popcorn." Well, as they put it, per bin bag of popcorn. But I'm sure those bags are bigger than bin bags.
Oh yeah.
And they said essentially they pay 10p per bin bag of popcorn. And they get this X amount of large sizes out of them. I know because I've checked.
Yeah, I don't know how they work it out because they can't check, can they?
And he's like, "Oh, they charge this much for them." And he said, "Do the maths." It's like, well, what 1 to 800 and something likes, mate. There.
Yeah, do you think they sit at home working this thing out?
Probably, yeah.
Late at night.
He's taken that. He's got himself a large box, and he's got himself some popcorn that he's made at home in his microwave.
Yeah.
So. And he's gone and sort of just kept scooping it and then putting it in a bin bag and gone. What's 10p's worth? But it's cost me 30 quid to get all this microwave popcorn.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to say it's 10p's worth for the sake of argument on the Facebook article.
You probably worked out already, Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. But
going off topic there, we're talking today about our past cinema experiences because you served your time, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I did my time. For my crime.
At that place we can't name.
Well, there's some fun times to be had whilst we worked there anyway. Yeah.
A lot's changed since we both worked there though, because it's like when we were there, it was Häagen-Dazs, wasn't it? And it was when I were there, it was essentially Ben and Jerry's, and then they got rid of, and it was the old retail assistance service it was called. Yeah,
it's all completely been revamped, and got a few things, and just look a lot better.
You can't do as much nowadays as we used to.
No, not at all. We got away with a lot of stuff. I'm sure the managers knew though. They must have known.
The amount of cameras and stuff, but I think it depends on management though. I think there's managers you can be quite lax with.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there was when I was there, there's always that thing of you don't talk about piracy.
Yeah.
And there was one manager, I won't name names on this one. It was he'd come down, he'd sort of be stood there and he'd sort of say nothing, and it'd be, "You watched Family Guy yet?" It's not out yet. It's not. Well, no, it was on the internet last night. And he's openly talking about pirating Family Guy, downloading an episode of Family Guy the night after they've been on in America, which I always found quite hilarious.
Yeah. The general manager had a zero tolerance to this sort of thing, and if she found out, could get in a lot of trouble. So we tried to keep it hush hush.
What else was there I did?
There's all sorts, wasn't there? Like,
there was when it was either it was really busy and you couldn't get anything. It was work. Well, that'd be on a song. That's just completely shit. Or there was it'd be like brutally quiet because it'd be like the World Cup and England's playing.
Yeah. I know
or it'd be like the Olympics or something. It'd be like bloody warm.
Yeah.
I remember there's a few times. I think what was the game you played back in the day when it was quiet?
All behind the scenes really. It was like screen golf.
What was screen golf?
Well, basically,
for those that don't know,
an empty bottle of maybe like empty bottle of water or Coke. And it was basically played in the large screens. So you at the back of the screen on row Z. So basically, you put the bottle on the floor between where the staircase is going down, and you had the brush in one hand, and you just like really hit the bottle as far as you could do towards the screen.
Don't try this, folks. Please don't try this. We take no responsibility.
But yeah, I kind of got it. I think I did get it close to the screen one day. Obviously, you can't do any damage with it.
What was your nearest row? You got your furthest row?
Furthest row was just before the screen itself, really. So there wasn't any row. It just flew.
Well, what was your sort of average?
Average row.
Because I think when I did it, I got about G or H.
Yeah, mine was like average was about G.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember sliding. There was a few people used to like sliding.
Yeah,
on the screen.
I never tried that myself though, but it looked fun.
I didn't want to break my neck.
No, it looks really dangerous.
We had to live life dangerously though.
Yeah, there's a few members of staff that have lived life dangerously.
Sometimes to alleviate levels of stress, so certain people we work with will sometimes take it upon themselves to slide. You're probably wondering what I mean when I say slide. No, it's of course sliding down the banisters in the screen, which they sort of now put a stop to by putting these bits of wood up. Again, don't try it yourself, and if you do break your neck, I'm not being held responsible or liable.
Yeah, don't do it after you watch the film or anything like that.
Yeah.
Make a quick exit.
Well, there was a few times where I caught kids legging it in the screens while they'd be screen hopping.
Yeah. And
they'd go up and hide on that row over the entrance, and as you'd be walking towards them, they'd jump off over the side.
Yeah.
It's about a 10-foot drop, I think, roughly.
Yeah.
And it's yeah.
That would hurt. That would really hurt.
It would, and I'm sure the guy pretty much winded himself, but as I was legging it down towards him, he just legged it and buggered off.
Yeah.
Little bastard. What other games were there?
I don't know why.
There was screen cricket we played.
Screen cricket?
Once.
What was that? I never tried that. I've heard about it. But
it was a bit like, it's more sort of like baseball. It was sort of a bit like golf. You had one guy up on the stairs on the back, with like a fruit shoot bottle or something. Or no, he had one of the brushes. There'd be another guy about the middle who'd throw a bottle up to him. He'd smack it.
Yeah.
He'd have two fielders down the bottom. And he'd have to smack it, and they'd have to, if he didn't hit it far enough, they'd have to go rooting through all the seats and the rows down the bottom or whatever, try and find it, and then run it back up to lob it back up to the thrower.
Wow, I can't believe it.
Whilst the person with the brush had to leg it round the entire screen like a lap of honour.
That sounds like fun. I can't believe I missed that.
I was only a player once myself, and even then I just thought it was stupid. But it was funny at the same time.
That must have been thought up when I left.
I think it was.
Yeah.
It was when I was just on an off day because it was probably brutally quiet. We had nothing to build and nothing to clean. So. Yeah. But yeah. There's of course the infamous bin runs.
Yeah, we had. I don't know why we call this, but we had the bin bag Olympics because we had the biffers, the big
biffer bins, folks.
Yeah, biffer bins. So basically entailed one end of the actual area where we kept the rubbish.
The bin store.
Yeah, the bin store is called it. So you got the bang bag and you had your back to the biffer and you had to swing the bag over your head and try and get into the biffer.
Surely that went all types of wrong many times.
You know what? It's quite insane. Actually, it's quite fun. But luckily, the bags didn't burst.
Yeah, I was partially expecting a bag burst or someone over a Stanley knife who just sort of slash it and you end up sort of covered in day old Coke and.
Luckily, nobody did that to me.
Sticky popcorn and whatever, cheese sauce and stuff.
So it made the bin run entertaining, to say the least.
There was the one we had, which was sort of the almost like a bin bag shot put.
What's that?
We were on a bin run one night, and we sort of they just entered the bins that day, so we couldn't be asked walking into the actual bin store to put them in, walk over and put them into the bin themselves, because they said, "Oh, you can't do that. It's attracting rats. You must place them in rather than throw them." So of course we didn't care. We just sort of stood at the door. We opened the door, and we just sort of stood there, unloaded the cage and just literally launching them.
Yeah.
We got back inside and they said to us, the team leader walked over. He said, "Oh, the manager said good throwing, good arms and that, but don't throw them into the bin."
Yeah.
It's like, well, we're just having fun.
But I remember, if we had something like that when I was there, and there's a time when it was just like completely filled with bin bags. So we decided we were a bit lazy. So instead of like opening the door and putting them inside, decided to throw the bin bags over.
I did that a few times myself.
Yeah.
And like a few of them got caught.
Yeah. So it like split the bag open.
Wasn't there also? I don't know if it was there when you were there, but there was always that. Or at least when I noticed it when I was there was a doll's head or something stuck on the spikes of a doll's body.
I think I remember that.
Or something. Yeah.
I think it was there.
It was there. I think pretty much the entire time I was there. With no explanation of how it got there.
Yes, it was there. Yeah, I remember it now. Yeah.
But I remember sometimes there was the bins didn't get emptied for whatever reason, and it ended up being like a bloody bin mountain.
Yeah.
But we were still getting told to put the bin bags in the bins when the bins were already overflowing.
Yeah, so you can't really do that.
And I'm sure there was some I can't remember or not. There was someone I think climbed in one night, or someone climbed over the wall and managed to.
I heard about this. Yeah.
I can't remember possibly. There was also the time there was someone threw a fag over the top of the. Rather than stubbing out, they just sort of threw it over the bin store and it set fire to one of the bins or something. And one of the guys that currently on shift at the time, like on the radio, screaming fire down the radio.
Yeah.
Which was a big no-no at the time. Cause they had a special code or something you had to say. I can't remember what it was. But it was he was there apparently down the phone, like down the radio, screaming, "There's a fire! There's a fire!" And they, like the people, "Oh, what's he saying?" It's like, "What? There's you're a liar." It's like, "No, there's a fire." It's like, fucking idiot. So yeah, as you employed telefolks, we're sort of covering back to the old days of when we worked at various different cinemas. We can't tell you the names of them.
Getting up to mischief.
Getting up to mischief as well. And of course, being our hard-working selves, in the way we were.
Yeah. Do you remember the GIMP?
Yes, I do remember the GIMP.
Yeah,
it wasn't all black; it was black and yellow.
No, it was yellow, just like yellow, kind of like a
carpet bush. It wasn't
that picks up the popcorn.
It didn't. It put down more than it picked up.
Yeah.
As someone once pointed out to me, and it turned out to be true.
But it was hard to push. I remember that. But we had this idea one Sunday, was it? It was very quiet at cinema. So basically the layout of the cinema screens is basically just like a long corridor. And, the cinema...
Yeah, so it's a bit like... I know they said the name of it then. It's a bit like a T-shape, essentially. I'll cut that out.
Yeah, you will do.
I'll try to.
But anyway...
The cinema in question, anyway...
Good job this is not going out live.
Yeah. Is a I say it's like a T. It's a bit like more like a wig Q, probably.
Yeah, kind of.
We'll go for a Q.
Yeah.
Because you have screens either end.
Yeah, but anyway, we decided to have this because it was quiet. We decided to amuse ourselves and have the GIMP race, which basically meant we had it from one end of the screen.
Was it like time trials? Essentially,
kind of like that, yeah. We sort of like timed each other, like to race from one end of the screen to the other. I think the quickest time was about 30 seconds or something. So
That's
which is pretty good actually. For I mean, how long would you say it was? It would be how many feet from one end to the other?
someone did actually tell me once how far it was, and I can't remember. It was I'd have to sort of actually go back and measure it or something, but it was a fair distance.
Yeah.
If you take into account like the size of the actual screens and stuff. Yeah, it was.
So it's a bit of a distance anyway.
I
Especially
think if you sort of walked at standard pace, it'd take you about 30 seconds to walk from one end to the middle.
Yeah.
Maybe 20.
Yeah, I'd say 20 seconds, I think.
But you walked from fire door to fire door,
Yeah.
it'd probably take you, or for fire door, the very end fire door to the middle, I'd probably say about 30.
Yeah. So to race with the GIMP, it's tough to push from one side to the other. It was quite good fun. It didn't last long though, but yeah, I remember that anyway. That was funny.
I remember seeing the GIMP pop up in one of the short films.
Gonna have to do some editing on that.
I'm gonna have to do some major editing on this one. You know where we worked anyway, folks, so it's fine. I remember there was the cinema short film competition they did.
Yeah, did they do a couple of
They
those?
did about 2 or 3. I think they did 3, but I think it was 2.
Yeah.
And the first year, the prize was you'd win a trip to Hollywood for you and your team that went, or the 3 staff members. You had to have a team of like 3 of you.
Yeah.
And you had to do like a 5-minute film, but they'd give you 2 items, or they give you an item and a line that you had to do.
That's a really good price, actually. The prize, yeah, it's a really good price.
Yeah, that was the first year. Second year, it was an iPad.
That's not like, yeah, the first one.
Yeah, it was like they'd tell you it was coming, and it'd be like, right, in February. Well, it'd be like in February you'd get the announcement. It'd be like, right, from the 1st of April, it's the short film competition. At this time, the cinema emailed the criteria for the short films over.
Yeah.
And then it's up to the team, whoever the teams are, of the team has got to make a film. You're hungry?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Guinness pie for tea.
I know, and chips.
But yeah, going off topic, you had to, essentially it was like over 4 weeks, it was you had to like spend, it was like, right, spend week 1, spend day 1 and day 2 writing. Days 2, 3 and, days 3, 4 and 5 spend storyboarding and scripting, whatever. And then it's like week 2, days 8, 9 and 10 pre-production, 11, 12, 13 filming, 14, 15, 16 reshoots, retooling, whatever.
Yeah.
Another 3 or 4 days editing. Last week, make sure you got everything sorted, and then have it be ready to send off for day 30 or whatever, which was the submission date. However, it was always a bit of a clusterfuck trying to get the stuff sorted, because people weren't very cooperative at that point.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Some things don't change in upper areas, shall we say?
Yeah.
And I think the first year it was you had to have I think it was a cow or something, and there was like you had to have a certain line in it.
Yes.
And I think the year I was in it, the second year, it was you had to have a copy of Empire.
Right.
But it was one of the special. They had like 250 covers released or something. You could get different collector's covers.
Yeah.
You had to have one of those and the line from Gone with the Wind, I think it was.
Right.
It's like, after all, tomorrow's another day or something.
Yeah.
Or this other line from, I think, Rocky, and that was you could film anything. It just had to be have these 2 bits in it and be under 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Or between 30 seconds and 5 minutes.
Right.
And there was some utter shite. But there was some stuff that was that bad, it was bloody funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back on it, there was one of the ones from Scotland, I think it was from Ayr. They'd filmed one called The Misery Shopper, which was essentially them in the cinema, but it was like about their arsehole customers they must have had or something, which is the sort of next bit we're going on to anyway.
Yeah.
And it was like things they do to them, because it's like, alright folks, we've got a mystery shop coming up. we need to get 100% on this one or whatever.
Oh, no, that's a shock.
Yeah, it was the dreaded mystery shop. Well, I don't know. You probably, if you work somewhere like a shop or any retail outlet, you've probably had one of these done on you before, where a customer gets sent in and will essentially assess your performance of various bits, whether it's stock or how you react to needing a refund being done or just being generally awkward.
Just basically how you serve that person.
And I remember there was the first bit. There's like a woman comes in like a leopard print coat.
Yeah.
And she's there saying to the guy at the bottom, well, no, that was it. There's a girl in this team meeting. She goes, I've got an idea, guys. The woman walks in a leopard print coat, goes to the box office, and she's saying to the guy like, oh, have you got the same seats that match my coat? They had them at the Oscars. And he's like, no, we don't do those seats here because it's just a small cinema. Well, if we're not here, we don't do the Oscars here, so we don't have that. It's like, I don't remember ever seeing a leopard print seat at the Oscars. But then she goes over, she gets the tickets, and she's going over to retail, like the retail bit. But they have like an old popcorn tower.
Yeah.
So she's there scooping away at her popcorn. She's there like her hand's shaking because she's quite old. And the guy comes up behind her, or whatever, or a woman comes up behind her. She says, "Oh, do you need help?" And she, for some reason, in like the worst bit of acting, there was even worse acting, but I'll cover that in a second. She goes, "Oh, darling," and throws the popcorn in the woman's face. And the woman just working there, she's, "Oh, that's it." And just you see there's like a quick snap edit where the popcorn thing's open and she just stuffs her head in the popcorn. Like she suffocated her.
That's awesome.
But then there's a second bit. Yeah, because I showed my brother this bit and he loved this bit. And he's always going back on the GIMP. There's a guy in the retail camp and this couple walks in. And there's a kid running around screaming. And the couple's like talking normally like, "Oh, can we get 2 drinks and a popcorn?" Whatever. And the guy's going, "Oh, I can't hear you." This guy just sort of stood there, sort of not my size, just sort of stood there like bang on the screen. And the kid just runs off into the screen. And the guy behind the counter snaps his fingers and points to the screens. The guy walks off screen, comes back on with a GIMP, walks into like where the screen is. And all you hear is sort of something, or like a thud or something. And he comes. He's there wheeling the GIMP out with his pair of legs attached to the back of it.
Oh, I'd love to see that. Oh god.
Then there's what's the next bit? There's a bit. It goes back to the woman before the popcorn thing, and she's there like sorting a bin out. This guy comes out the screen and he goes, "Excuse me, madam, there's a couple in there having sex in the screen." And then he goes, "That is not the climax I paid to see." But then she just goes, "Oh, for fuck's sake, right, I'm coming in." And then she's got a torch with her. And there's this couple there like kissing on the rollers, and she goes, "All right, son, I think you better leave. It's like, you shouldn't be doing this in here." And he goes, "Oh, I'm not now, I'm busy." And she goes, "I said now," and just smacks him on the back of the head with the torch. But then it cuts like it's like a few days later or something.
Yeah.
And it's like the manager's there and like talking to the staff, and she goes, "All right, yeah, we got our mystery shop back, guys. We got 100%. So well done on that one." When it sort of pans into the CCTV, and there's like someone with a bin bag, like a fur coat and legs sticking out of it, put it in the bin.
That's awesome.
It was absolutely brilliant. I'm surprised it didn't win, but then it was sort of the one of the ones that did win. It was all like a load of film students who had access to professional equipment and stuff.
Yeah.
Because there were there were different awards. Like they had a proper award ceremonies of the first year. There's all things like they had best film, best special effects, best sound, best story, best use of item. Things like that, and it didn't even get shortlisted for anything. So, but then neither did we. So, not a bitter or anything. So.
No.
Yeah, going slightly back on that, as I mentioned before about annoying customers.
Yeah.
I probably can't say annoying customers, but people who... regular patrons, shall we say.
Yeah. But yeah, they weren't annoying, but they're kind of like the regulars, weren't they, that came in every sort of time, quite a lot, basically.
Yeah, and however, some of them weren't... I don't know how to describe them. Pleasant?
Yeah. One guy was pleasant.
Which one was that?
Dennis, remember Dennis?
Yeah.
Stories of how he used to like meet girls and, you know. But it was kind of quite a character. I think the first time I ever met him, and he came in looking like Elvis Presley, he had these light shades on, and he just came up to me and says, and he had this cross on it around his neck, and he says, "Do you believe in God, Jesus?" And that's the first time I met him, I think it was. I didn't know what to say, so, but yeah, he had all these like stories to tell. But I think we all got on well with him, but it's just he seems to come in every day, and I think he used to have like bringing his bag in with him and like have like chocolates.
I remember the bag.
Yeah, and have like possibly out of date chocolates in it, and he'd give it to like a certain female staff member of staff.
It wasn't possibly. It was definitely.
It was definitely, yeah.
There was I do remember just jumping in. He did once give someone, when I was on shift, he gave them a Yorkie bar, and they waited for him to go off into the screen, and then he looked at the date of it, and it was like the October the previous year, but we were in July the following year.
Yeah.
But we had like a claw machine, so he left it in the thing there. So hopefully no one picked it up and ate it, but
yeah.
I can't be sure, 'cause it's Blackpool.
Yeah, anybody could have picked it up.
Yeah, he was a strange one, because I remember dealing with him a few times. But there was a time when I first started and everyone said to me, "Oh, you're going to meet Dennis." And so he comes in one day on like, I think it was a Saturday afternoon. And he says, goes to take a ticket, and he stops. He holds the ticket out, he takes it back. He's like, "Who are you?" So like, "Oh, someone said, oh, he's new here, or whatever. This is such and such." Sticks his hand out, and I'm wary about people I've never met before. I don't like people touching me. I don't know. I don't like sometimes. And it's sort of he was a bit of a grotty old man, to be fair.
Yeah.
And so I sort of shook hands with him, and I sort of went off and disinfected myself thoroughly with boiling hot water. My skin has never been the same since, but there we go. And people were telling me stories about him, and then as I was working there over longer time, he'd come in every now and then he'd have his shopping bag, and he'd be stood next to someone. He's there. "Oh, I'll show you what I've got in my bag," and he can't look. And there's a bottle of Pepsi and a pasty in there, Dennis. I've just seen. "How do you know?" "You held your bag open and I looked in it because you said I couldn't look in it." And then I remember the numerous times he'd turn up like 3 hours early for a film.
Yeah, I remember that.
He'd buy a little popcorn and then be talking to random people.
Yeah, and he'd be speaking to you whilst he's eating the popcorn, and he'll spit all over you. And it's like, "Thanks." And you buy a piece of
never mind.
Yeah.
This is what I always remember. So there is, I remember there's also video footage of him on YouTube saying if he hits someone, you send him for a wall.
Yeah, he used to say these stories, yeah. And then one night
if I hit you, I send you through that wall.
There's one night we actually took him out to the Tash, I think it was, after we finished work. And he was wearing this like shell suit, this like red shell suit. And he was like in the Tash, and like we went in the Tash the following week, and there's like a sign up on the door saying like "no tracksuits."
I remember that sign.
Yeah, that's because of Dennis.
There was a few other. I remember a few times where he came in and he'd give you his tickets or whatever, and you got an hour yet? He'd say, "Yeah, that's fine." But then it'd be like a woman stood next to you, he'd do a little like hula dance for you.
Yeah.
No idea why. Or he'd say, "Hey, I tell you," because he was from Yorkshire, and he was quite a loud speaker, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So he'd be talking to the person next to you, but then you'd hear it. He said, "But I'm not telling him." I was like, "I just heard you."
I think that whole foyer could like.
He did it to me once though.
Yeah.
He pointed at me. "I tell you, I'm getting married next week or next month or whatever."
I heard these stories as well.
But then he said, I'm not telling them." That person stood next to me. It's like, I just look at him. "Yeah, you get married next week or whatever." "How do you know?" "We just told him, but I heard you." He was a bizarre one.
Yes, he was.
There's a couple of times, I think it was when he must have been both mentally and physically ill, I'm guessing.
I think so, yeah.
But there was a few times when I don't even want to say this on the air really, but I'll leave that one.
Yeah.
I'll probably put this up on. This will be like a YouTube special if anything.
Toilet issues.
Yeah, so we'll leave it there.
Yeah.
This will be a YouTube
Say
special.
no
It's
more.
not going to go on Spreaker. It's going to go on YouTube.
Yeah.
Bono Episodo.
Yeah. All about Dennis.
But yeah, then he stopped coming in after a bit, and he sort of disappeared off the face of the earth.
Yeah, I've not seen him for a long time.
I think last time I saw him was when I was working there, and he came in. He looked alright at state, but then
Yeah.
I don't know.
Shame. I kind of miss him really.
No, I don't.
Do you know?
No,
He was a bit of a character though.
he was, but yeah, I can't be doing with people like that. But another one who used to really annoy me was I say annoy. Annoy a word? I don't know. Yes, I will annoy. Irritate. Yeah. Was Cricket Man.
I heard many things about Cricket Guy.
I'm sure he was going in when you were there.
No, he wasn't that. Well, he actually, yeah, he was, but I think I think he normally went into cinema about during the day.
Yeah, he used to go in
weekdays
daytime.
or something.
Yeah, he didn't do weekends for some reason. I don't know why.
So that's why I never saw him.
It was a weird one because he wanted to see. I used to be sat on box office, and he'd come over, but he'd purposely make you have a queue. He'd stand there talking to you. He'd walk in with a massive bag. I used to sit there reading like film books or whatever. And he came in one time. I was there reading, I think it was Watchmen. Slammed his bag down. He used to carry his massive bag. Don't know what was in it. Probably cricket gear,
Yeah.
for all I know. He didn't play cricket. He was too old. He looked like a turkey.
Yeah.
But a turkey with legs. He walked in topless a few times in shorts.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm glad I didn't work when he came in then.
But he'd come in, he'd slam his bag down, and he'd start talking to you. And he keeps looking behind us to make sure there was either someone coming in or no one coming in. If there's no one coming in, he'd just carry on rabbiting at you.
Yeah.
And if someone was coming in, he'd carry on rabbiting at you. And he'd purposely finger it. He'd make you have a queue. He'd keep talking to you so you have a queue, and then he'd bugger off and leave you to it.
Keep you busy.
Yeah. But he figured out really quick that I didn't like him. Because I didn't have the patience for him to sit there and have a nice friendly conversation with him.
Yeah.
And he used to ask what people thought about me working at the cinema and why I shouldn't be doing more in my life and all this sort of thing.
Which is none of his business really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He was a dick.
I'm glad I didn't have to deal with him.
There was a few times he came in and it would be. He'd sometimes book for like he used to come in. Sometimes he'd be like, it'd be like Monday, Tuesday, or Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or he'd do like Monday, Thursday, Friday, something like that, depending on what was on. Normally, always Fridays and always Mondays. So you'd see a new release on Friday, and if anything else was out, you'd see something else on the Monday.
Yeah.
And he used to piss and moan something fierce if something was only on like one showing, but if it was like winter and it was going dark early. So it's like, what time is this one on? But it's not until 6. Oh, well, it's not on any earlier? No. Will it not be on here? No. Well, when's it on TV? I don't know.
A couple of years.
Yeah, a couple of years.
Yeah, give it a couple of years.
I wouldn't mind, but he told me he even had Sky Movies. So why is he constantly coming to
Just stay at home, watch film.
fucking cinema?
TV.
I'll delete that.
Yeah.
In fact, I'll probably just leave it in now. It's going on YouTube, so
Yeah.
the amount of fucking footage that's on YouTube of the old.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, does it? You know, it doesn't matter at all, really. So let's leave it in.
Yeah, fuck it. But yeah, he was. Not many people. No one liked him. He was funny because there was. He was on the front page of the Gazette one day. There was something happened at the Blackpool match.
Oh.
It was something about. I can't remember what actually happened. There was a kick off. Someone got, I think, kicked out the stadium for something. It was for like a minor reason. But everyone, there was a big fuss over why they got kicked out. In the very corner of this picture, there's him just sat there clutching his bag, hat on, big black sunglasses because he had an eye problem with some sensitive eyes to light or something.
Yeah.
And he's there looking like he's about to shit himself. And so we came in, and it's one of the managers walks over and says, "Oh, so you're paper famous now," sort of thing. And he's there saying, "Oh, bloody hell, I didn't think anyone noticed me." And it's like, you come in every week, you piss everyone off.
Yeah. So yeah, he's bound to get like attention.
Well, it was weird for other reasons as well, though, because like when you first started working there, people would tell you about him. He'd always say he wants to come in. He wants to sit at the back in the corner. Which a guy on his own is creepy to start with.
Yeah.
But then you'd walk in and he'd be sat there at the back in the corner. But then he'd move to the middle. Then he'd move back up to the back, and then he'd go down onto like one of the floor rows.
Yeah. Strange. Because I used to always like hear about these tales about him, and I never really met him at the cinema whilst I was working there.
I'll have to get one of these with Dave. And get Dave to tell some tales as well.
That'd be pretty good, actually.
He's probably got a better memory than me.
Yeah. He'll be able to tell you loads, actually, because he's been in cinema. He was in the cinema for a long time, wasn't he?
Yeah. He was there. Well, he was at the ABC as well.
Yeah.
Before it was bulldozed.
Yeah. And turned into a car park.
Yeah. Yeah, this will be episode 3.5 now, I decided.
Okay.
Bono Episodo for YouTube. There we go.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what else he did. That was one major annoyance though. It's like, I said to him one day, because he used to come out, if someone didn't know and they put him on like a random seat, he'd come over and complain about him. And so I said to him once, I was like, did you actually ask for this seat? And he said, no, they should know. I was like, well, they don't know if you don't tell them, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And so I said to him, just go and sit in there anyway, because I know you're going to move. So I didn't see what his problem was. So then after I'd been there a bit, I just started putting him on the seat he was going to sit in.
Yeah.
Because I knew he wasn't going to sit where he'd asked for.
Just put him there, place him anywhere, basically.
Yeah. But it wouldn't matter, but it's the screens he'd always go into, like the very first ones of the day.
So it'd be quiet anyway, so he can
There'd either be him by himself, or there'd be about all the three people, including him.
Yeah. So it's not like it's an evening showing.
Well, that's it. Yeah, it was weird. There's other stuff he'd done as well, but he was one of them. He just bought his ticket, never bought anything.
Yeah. Never
bought any retail or anything like that. So.
Did he take his own stuff?
I saw him a couple of times sitting eating crisps, but that was it really.
Pretty weird.
There's a woman started coming in as well at one point when I worked there. It was about 2000. This was about 2008, 2009. Because I think she first appeared when Land of the Lost came out, the Will Ferrell one, the one that got slated.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
She started coming around then, I think it was, and she was a bit weird. I'm not going to say her name because no doubt she still has relatives living in Blackpool and stuff. But, I'll tell you off the air.
Okay.
Yeah, she was a bit weird because she used to come in and she wanted to know everyone's names. Well, she'd look at your name badge.
Yeah.
But then about a week later she'd come in again and she'd forget. So I was Adrian for ages because she didn't have her glasses on.
So, yeah.
Then when she didn't have her glasses on, she started calling me Alan.
Yeah.
I'm not called Alan either.
But close.
Yeah. And I used to try and go to take a ticket, tear a ticket, and she'd like I'd gone, like she flinched, like I'd gone to punch her or something.
So strange people.
Well, I went to a show once when Predators came out. That came out in 2010, I think it was. So I went to that, and it was we walked in. The trailers were just finishing, and we just sat down, and it was she was sat behind us, so she leans up. Oh, were you all here then? I was like, what? She went, oh, all the staff are here today, aren't they? There was a few of us, yeah. It's like there was no staff showing. Oh, you have staff showing. It's like as the film's starting.
Yeah.
And she's there wanting a bloody conversation.
I remember those staff showings though.
Some were good.
It used to be on I think it was on a Thursday morning. We used to have like go in very early on Thursday, have like a team meeting, and then we'll watch the film.
No, they stopped that when I was going.
Did they?
Yeah, it was the odd film. If it was quite big and there was enough demand for it, they'd put it on early morning. Because when it was 35 mil, they had to run them all anyway.
Yeah.
It was like a test string, but it was something like we had staff meetings once in a blue moon, and then it was the odd time it'd be right staff meeting, and then you get to watch the film, which it was Sweeney Todd. It was like, oh, if you come to this meeting, you can watch Sweeney Todd before you start work, sort of thing. And I finished at 1 o'clock, so it was. I started at 1 o'clock and the film finished at just like 1:05. So I was like, can I start at 1:05 and catch the end of Sweeney Todd? And they said, yeah. I got 3 yeses and a no. It's like been on Britain's Got Talent at times.
Yeah, you just need the buzzer to decide.
I got 3 yeses and a no off a team leader, which was like, well, I wasn't asking you.
I remember watching like Superman Returns. I think that was the last staff show now I watched actually, and I saw like Spider-Man 2 when that came out. So there's a few good films that I watched.
Yeah, but I remember there was a few of the talkers they used to do, which had to go and like apply for a film thing or something, and it was like show film first. And you had to apply for your ticket essentially, and it was if there was enough left, you could go and watch a film.
Yeah,
because they did it with Night at the Museum 2. They did it with Adventureland as well, I remember.
Yeah.
Because then they went to go out and talk about it afterwards and go, yeah, this film's really good, you should go and watch it. So I was going, no.
Don't watch it.
My mate on Twitter has just said, you converted another person to my Western Donuts. I'm like, no, I haven't. Yeah, so there's Cricket Man, Dennis, Mary. I don't think there were regulars somewhere. There was that other guy, Bernard, in the wheelchair.
Was Mary like from Birmingham? Or was she whereabouts was she from?
She was from Blackpool, I think. She was local, but she came in a few times. Like she's like, oh, this is my daughter, and the woman just stands there and goes, I'm a daughter. And it's one of them scenarios where it's like, is you paid her to come in and just got like watch the film with you, sort of thing.
Yeah. Because I remember this woman though, she used to come in on every Sunday morning very early, but as soon as her doors open, basically, and she'd come in every Sunday morning. We didn't know much about her at all, and she was very quiet, but came in every Sunday to watch the first film, I think, it was showing.
Right. Well, I remember there was a few of the pensioners on these senior Wednesdays who used to like nick all the biscuits.
I bet they did as well. Did they get free tea and biscuits?
It was free tea and biscuits at the time, and then they changed. They couldn't use their orange code as well though at the time. And then they scrapped it when you can pay a bit more, or you still get your 2 for 1 and get tea and biscuits or something. But I went one time. I was watching. There was a senior thing of Captain America. Yeah. Which, because I missed the first one in the cinema, because I was in transition in between the 2 jobs. So it came off, but it was on the senior screen, so I went and watched it. I stood there just chatting to someone, and I see a guy open it. He goes over the table, he opens his napkin, says to his mate, oh, you get the tea, I'll get the biscuits. So he opens his napkin and puts about 6 biscuits in this napkin, folds it up, stuffs it into his pocket, and then gets another 2 and sods off. I was like, you cheeky bastard.
That's just plain cheeky. That's something I would do actually.
When you're 16, 21 years.
When I'm their age.
Does your Gareth when you're 39?
Yeah, almost 40.
In your
scary.
slippers.
Yeah.
I remember there was a time they were doing bin runs. I think it was you who got attacked by a standee.
I can't remember.
There was the lemony snicket?
Oh, it's possibly, yeah.
The big hand or something, like the old lotto finger.
Yes, yes.
Like, it's you.
Yeah, I think I got attacked by that, yeah.
There was one year I remember it was like a Boxing Day or sort of between Christmas and New Year. It was brutally windy.
Yeah.
And they sent 2 guys out with these bins. One of them was quite small and the wind was really that bad. He basically got the bin outside and he just basically like disappeared into the darkness. But the wind was that strong though. He had hold of the bin and the bin was like literally lifting off the floor.
Yeah.
And they lost 2 caps in the process.
Whoops.
Oh dear. That was funny. What customers? There's none that come to mind really.
Not really, no.
There was a few at the other cinema I worked at. Again, that's more just general annoyances or one-offs.
Yeah.
There was one I found on my time hop today though, where it was when I was working there at the other one after I left the major one. I used to take a book in with me to read sometimes. It was like brutally mega quiet. Sometimes around winter it was.
Yeah.
We sat there in my coat with a book.
It's kind of like in the middle of nowhere, basically, isn't it, as well?
It is, but it's cheap enough for people to warrant going and paying. Like people drive from Fleetwood, even though like they have a nearer cinema. But it's like, this one's cheaper, but more petrol.
Yeah.
Does that not sort of factor in? It's like evidently not, but
yeah, I don't think they think about it really until they say.
Yeah, I was there one night. I was stood there taking tickets, and I think they were waiting for a friend to turn up or something. And I had my book on the side. I sort of stuffed it out of the way, and one of them decides to just pick it up and starts flicking through it and reading bits out. And I stood there, I was trying to be nice at this point because I was in a pissed off mood anyway because of the manager at the time, who was incompetent as anything. And it was like, don't touch it because it's not yours to touch, sort of thing. I probably should have said something to her, but I didn't.
People are just plain rude.
Yeah.
Just, have no respect for anybody else's property.
There was what's the guy called? There was a guy who, one of the projectionists, who was a bit of a knob, who thought it was a good idea to start to like smoke in the box, round 35mm film.
Yes,
that was a strange one.
Very sensible of him.
The amount of times I was told he'd be there fagging mouth trying to fix it, and it's a bit of ash would drop off, hit the film, and you'd hear a sizzle.
Yeah, was he trying to cause a fire on purpose?
I don't think so. He was an idiot, if anything.
Yeah, I remember one of the projectionists at where we worked. It was we already had problems with like, the screen and stuff. I think there's one complaint where it's upside down, the actual film. And then there's one time when it wasn't actually on the screen, it's like on the wall, but partly on the wall. So.
I remember those numerous problems.
Yeah, so we had quite a lot of problems like that.
I'm trying to think of others. Well, I remember there was the one time I was on the ice cream by myself on the opening night of Harry Potter 7 Part 2 or 1 or whatever. I think it's Part 2. And I had a massive queue, like non-stop for like a half hour to an hour or something, just constantly serving. And I got one order wrong, which is the guy's he asked for a two scoop.
Yeah.
He said, "Well, this is meant to be chocolate and or cherry and something. You give me chocolate and mint." And I gave him like a look of death. And he just looked at me. He's like, "But it's fine." I said, "Yeah, it is, mate. Who's next?"
Yeah, on your way. That's the sort of thing as well. I used to get up to is one time me and 2 other members of staff, we went behind Haagen-Dazs and it was quiet and decided to do several shots of espresso basically. But so we weren't so hyper, we put a little bit of milk in it as well. And we just like took these shots. So that was quite fun. And then we made milkshakes as well in the back because we were bored.
I remember seeing the guy was making milkshakes whilst just out on the front counter for no reason other than the fact that they wanted to.
Yeah.
As I remember when I was first shown how to change the toilet roll, I got taken into the gents. They went, "Here's the keys you use. Get a fresh roll from the cupboard. Put it in, turn it, take it off." And as the guy took like the outer bit off to take the empty roller off.
Yeah.
This pair of white shitty wife fronts fell out.
Oh, that's disgusting.
That someone had stuffed it into the thingy for some reason. I don't no idea why or how long they'd been there.
Yeah, it must have been ages.
But it just dropped out. So funny.
Yeah, because they brought that in after I left as well, where you're doing extra duties like with the toilets basically. They change stuff and the soap and dispensers and toilet rolls. Well, we didn't have to do that.
Oh right.
Although we had to go in and clean the floor if it obviously got dirty, you know.
I thought it would be a standard thing. Right, if like you ran out of toilet roll, you'd be like, "Well, you have to, sorry, you'll have to wait for the cleaners to come in tomorrow morning at 6 o'clock and fill it."
Sorry, too late.
Yeah, you'll be touching cloth.
Yeah. But yeah, I never thought about that. But yeah, something that we never really had to do.
Oh right. I thought it was a standard thing that everyone sort of did.
But yeah.
We're saying that not everyone did everything, so.
No. But yeah, I used to like work on. I generally, because I had a full-time job as I was working there, so it was like a couple of evenings and all day Sundays. I used to work on Friday evenings, and then after we finished our shift at 10 o'clock, we would go over to the pub and have a few beers and have a few drinks.
Yeah, there was a guy that worked there. It must have been while you were working there or something. 'Cause I bumped into him in the Tash one. This is after I'd left there. This was 2012, and I'd gone out on Valentine's night. I was in the Tash, and I bumped into him. He recognised me. He said, "Oh, I remember you guy who's come into the pub after work for a drink." I said, "No, that was the other guy. That wasn't." But he said, "No, you were definitely there, mate. You were definitely there." I said, "Was I?" He recognised me before because I've been in after work before, but I know it was never like a dramatic group or anything. But he bought me a shot for it anyway.
Nice. But we had a special table that we always used to like sit around. It was a big like round table near the entrance. We always just sit there on a Friday night.
Like our table on Tuesdays.
Yeah, just like that. But yeah, it was all good fun. Like, we had the bad points, but there was some fun times to be had working in the cinema.
Yeah, there was some, but at the same time, it was like, you know, it could have been better. I think with the term they used probably. Yeah. It was all right at times. There were good customers and stuff, but they were sort of some were just complete arseholes. Yeah. And some weren't. But
that's it. Yeah.
But there we go. Anything else you want to cover cinema-wise? So the problem is now we'll stop this in a minute or so, and I'll think of everything I'll be lying in bed tonight going, I could have said that now. Yeah. But I'm sure if we can get it, we'll do a part 2 at some point down the line. Maybe.
Or just mention the next podcast or something. You know, just continue it there.
Like a lost
art. Like remember this part, and just go from there.
Putting the cinema to rights.
Yeah, putting cinema to rights. Yeah. But yeah, we had good times there. Bad times, like we said. So yeah, some memories.
I remember one once I hit a woman in the head with a popcorn bag.
Really?
Or in the face even.
Accidental?
Accidental, yeah. At the old town where I stood on it to fill it up, and I lifted the bag up and it sort of like tipped it and it bang and hit in the face.
Accidental. I remember like when I first started actually as well to go back, we had that popcorn tower. And I was like on ticket check, and all of a sudden this girl came in with a worm. and she put it in a popcorn tower.
Lovely.
Yeah, so basically, obviously, we had to clean the whole tower out, so all our popcorn went away. So the tower was like completely full.
I could have, what was it, about 3 or 4 bags it could hold, I think.
Yeah, probably 4 or 5 bags maybe.
Yeah. I remember people used to moan about that tower because it was the heat was broken on it and they wouldn't fix it. Because they were getting rid of it.
It was a waste of space anyway. It was just there. It was just a complete pain, really.
But it was people kept saying how it was stale. I mean, it's like we're still paying for it. But it used to annoy me how you'd have the kids. You used to have like the lids behind the counter for the drinks.
Yes.
And you get the kids who'd fill the Pepsi out and they fill it right to the brim.
Yeah.
And they're walking over it doing that really small shuffle. They get there and the very bottom of the cup would catch the counter and just literally cover your till in Pepsi.
Yeah.
They do the same with the frigging popcorn as well.
Yeah. This one kid, I felt sorry for him actually because he was with his dad and it was like a small cup and he was only about 3 or 4 years old. So he tried to put it on the counter. His dad wouldn't help him, and he got the drink all over himself instead. So he had to go to see the whole film, basically drenched.
Yeah.
So that can't be nice.
That child is probably now going through therapy.
Yes, yes. Probably in his teens now.
I remember when they switched over. I remember about 6 months before I left, there was a guy. He used to come in with his wife. There was like he'd come in every so often, but she wanted to buy popcorn one night, so she bought a large. And he has like 2 bits of it and goes, "I'm not having that. It's stale. I want a refund." I'm stood there just going, "It's not stale, mate. It's just cold. We just turn the heater off. I can turn it back on, but it won't warm up for another half hour. We're closing it. We close in 20 minutes." Sort of thing.
You always got those last minute customers.
Well, he got his refund. He went over to Ben and Jerry's. And then his wife comes back over again and says, "Can I get a popcorn?" She gets the ticket check with it, and he has a go at her saying she's not buying it. Brings it back over and wants another refund, which is a pain in the arse.
Just bring your food.
Yeah. Bringing it full circle.
Yes, that's it.
What was the other one though? Bloody... I just thought of it then and I can't think what it was. Oh, that was it. I was having a really bad night. I think I had toothache or something once. I was having a really bad day. And this guy comes in like with his mates trying to like show off, and he pays for his ticket, complains about the price. Comes over a ticket to the retail thing, and he said, he's like, "Oh, how much are all these? I bet these are expensive." I'm just stood there going, well, so our prices are evenly matched, comparatively matched, and all this sort of thing. We do try our best to keep our prices as low as possible so customers get the best possible value, all that bollocks.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Is that how much is a small pot? I bet this is about 7 quid, and this is about 20 quid. So he went, "I'll tell you what, just give me a small and a small drink and small popcorn." So I did what he asked for. Failing my job of upselling to him for an extra 20p or 5p, whatever it was at the time.
Yeah.
Let him walk off thinking he got a great deal when actually, in fact, I ripped him off.
Paying for like small popcorn and small drink.
Yeah, well, that's what he asked for.
So
I could have got him. I could have said to him, "Well, you can have a medium and pay 20p more, and you get more." But the fact that he was such an arsehole about everything.
That's it. Yeah, probably would have got a better deal if it wasn't.
Oh, there was the time I somehow found out I was near enough psychic.
Go on.
There was a group had a bag of pick and mix.
Yeah.
Because of course they had by weight at the time rather than by filling the bag and get it all for 3 quid, like people thought it was. This couple comes over and they go, "Well, they've given me the bag," and they go, "Oh, I bet it's like 14 quid worth in there." And I'm holding it. I said, "No, probably about 6. I've been with about 2-3 years at this point.
Yeah.
About 6 quid. Put the scales. £6 1 penny.
Very close.
That's
awesome. Yeah, I like it.
When there was the girl once who she filled the bag literally to the brim, brought it over, put it on the scale, and she's like, 16 quid. And she went, "You're joking." I said, "No, 16 quid. Oh, I thought it was like 4 quid. It's like, why does it say there that it's 4 quid to fill the bag? Per 100 grams, it says there, 1.99 or whatever it was. And so I'm not paying that much for it, so you're not having it then." Simple as. So,
They just don't think.
no. So, like the guy who pays 70 quid for his tickets and
Yeah.
food, when he
Yeah.
could have taken his own and spent less than that.
And I bet he hasn't learnt his lesson.
Yeah. So I can go to cinema. I can get, if you get a ticket, say £6.50, take my own food and I can get in for under a tenner.
Yeah.
You know.
I take my own bottle of water or drink or whatever, and sweets and that's it. I'm quite happy. And just pay for the ticket.
Yeah. Well, I'll go to an independent cinema and pay even less.
Yeah.
And we'll all start podcasting. Anything else you want to add before we
No.
wrap up?
I can't think of anything.
No.
I'm sure I
Nothing
will do
else
it later.
cinema-wise?
Yeah. No.
No. If we probably will.
No.
I'll be walking home tonight and I'll think of something really good.
Yeah.
Or that really stuck out to me at one point. I'll have forgotten it.
Jot it down.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it.
I'll try. But I sort of try and juggle the pen and
Yeah.
pen, 2 bags
when
and
it's dark and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
So there we go, folks. That was the Slave to the Grindhouse.
That's the one. Yeah.
I've been Coxy.
I've been Gareth.
You've been listening. Thank you very much,
Thank you.
and enjoy the film.
And good night.